urban areas of Umoja, Nairobi County. Arrests linked to these gangs involved individuals aged between 13 and 22 years, highlighting a troubling trend of juvenile involvement in organized gangs activities. To address these threats posed by criminal gangs, the government has employed the following measures. 1, intelligence-led operations and sustained crackdown on gang members, resulting in arrest, prosecution, and disruption of their networks. Community policing and public sensitization efforts to encourage timely reporting of gang-related incidents and improve collaboration with law enforcement agencies. Engagements with local leaders and stakeholders to identify and address the root cause of gang recruitment, including socioeconomic vulnerabilities. Strengthened accountability within the service, including stern disciplinary action against officers and individuals found abetting or participating in criminal activities. Intensifying the crackdown against the drug trafficking syndicates and the fight against the illicit brews. Despite the ongoing efforts, several challenges continue to undermine the gains made. These include inadequate rehabilitation and reintegration program for reformed gang members, leading to high cases of recidivism. Failure by the community to share critical intelligence because of fear of retaliation from the gangs. Limited alternative livelihood opportunities, especially for vulnerable youth, increasing their risk of recruitment by criminal gangs and networks. Mr. Speaker, this is the end of my statement. I thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Minister. Members, back to you. Majority. Let me see the hands so that I take the first batch of 10. Then so number 1 will be Majority Leader. Number 2 will be Mumina. Number 3 will be KJ. Number 4 will be Lenguris. Number 5 will be hey, unainua zaidi. I'll give to Nabi. Number 6. Remember your numbers. Number 6, which is the bandit corner? The member for Turkana in white jacket. That is Protas. Yes, Protas. That is number 7. I'll give to Kisumu East. Yes, Kisumu. That is Shakil. Number 8. I'll give to Lamu East. Number 9, I'll give to Kemei. And number 10, I'll give to Makali Mulu. Let's start with those. 1 question or comment each. Very quickly, Minister, I will then respond to all of them. Yes. Then we do another round. Start Majority. Kila mtu akumbuke namba yake.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, namba yangu ilikuwa namba 1. Yes. Na swali yangu itakuwa rahisi kwa waziri. Waziri, umetuambia kuwa hali ya usalama ya nchi iko dhabiti na inaendelea kuwa dhabiti. Lakini umesema the evolving challenges and emerging threats like Gunism, a mob culture, and unfortunately, the issues you have spoken to even on narcotics. These issues don't just affect, and alcohol abuse don't just affect the people or the citizens, but also security agencies. And there's also an emerging culture now and I want to point you to the case, about 2 cases. One in Karatina, where a police officer shot dead a young man who was involved in an altercation with other people that never involved the police. And at that time of the night, even from the videos that were circulating on social media, you can clearly tell either that officer was intoxicated or something to do with the abuse of narcotics. In the same breath, 2 weeks later, in Kitengela, another officer is said to have shot some young man who were also fighting in a pub. And it is said it was a senior police officer. And the fact that these shootings, especially that one in Kitengela, happened around or in a pub, I would want to hear what you and your security agencies are doing to stem that emerging threat or culture among security agencies, either abusing drugs and alcohol. And also, when I was growing up, I thought officers were never allowed to be in bars armed. And I thought that was a police culture then. I don't know what happened now, that police officers can go to bars with their guns and also shoot people like they did in Karatina to that young man in the full view of cameras, Waziri. I therefore want to hear from you, what is it that you are doing? And I see you have your DIG and other senior officers from the security agencies. Even psychiatric or psychosocial support of officers, because they are also confronted by the same challenges that the citizens are confronted with. The issue of alcohol and drug abuse among us police officers is also very prevalent. And I say this also as a citizen who goes around and I find armed officers who are intoxicated. I have seen officers with a G3 leaning on a bank wall at the bank entrance, and he's chewing Mira and Mugoka. An officer in uniform. That's what I was saying, Waziri. I don't know what is happening to this culture. You've spoken about emerging cultures of Gunism, mobs. Recently, you've seen in Huruma that culture of mobs. And that also points to the work of intelligence officers to be able to nip these mobs in the bud before they become a problem. Those mobs are the same mobs that are being used because they are evolving. They are gangs that then form into mobs. And those are the ones being used by political leaders as goons to disrupt the peace in other people's rallies and meetings. And you've had pronouncements, as you have said, from political leaders threatening each other with goons. If you do not nip these things in the bud now, in the run-up to a general election, we are playing with fire. Waziri, this house was invaded on the 24th of June. To date, we have not seen any meaningful prosecution of the people who are very well captured on camera.
Yes.
Goons from gangs within Nairobi that are known and that are affiliated to political leaders, including members of parliament who sit in this house. And I know they obtained court orders to stop them from being arrested or being prosecuted from the activities of infiltrating the otherwise peaceful demonstrations by the young people of Kenya who were involved in a legitimate protest and picketing. But the infiltration by organized goons and gangs, especially from east of Nairobi, known because the police, by the time they tried to arrest the political leaders who were involved, they ran to court. Again, we do not see any effort from yourselves from Interior, or from the police, or from the Attorney General's office to deal with the matters in court, to challenge those cases where people are using court orders to injunct the police from charging them on criminal activity. Because if we allow ourselves to use court orders to injunct the police again from arresting people who are organizing crime, tomorrow, who knows, I'll get a gun and shoot somebody, and I just walk to court and get a court order and I get away with murder. Waziri would also want to hear what you're doing now at the policy level in the ministry to guide under the office of the Attorney General to challenge some of those matters even in court. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I gave your leader that latitude. The rest, in the interest of others' interests, you just ask one question or one comment. Mumina? Women Rep Isiolo. There's a mic next to you.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Waziri, for that presentation. Speaker, I want to begin by commenting on the Maliza operation that has begun in earnest in Isiolo County. I wish to report that that operation is paying off, Waziri. How I wish we started this long time before many people got affected. However, my quick